Hey guys, Rory here, and today I've got the Aston Martin DBS Superleggera Volante special car. These modern Aston Martins are pretty decent too. This one is the DBS Superleggera Volante. It's a rival to the Ferrari 812 GTS and Bentley Continental GT. Think of it as a souped up version of the DB11, and as the Volante part indicates, this one is a convertible. It has an absolutely enormous grille, 21-inch black diamond-turned alloys, and a clamshell bonnet that reveals not just a 5.2 litre bi-turbo V12, but in this case, a Q gold underbonnet pack.
Forget the looks for a second, because one of the coolest things about this DBS is the sound. If you want to experience the Aston Martin DBS Superleggera Volante properly, then you've got to let it fill your ears with the sound of that amazing 5.2 litre bi-turbo V12, because it's a hell of a thing. Most new Aston Martins use engines provided by Mercedes-AMG, but not this one. This one is built by Aston Martin, and it is sensational. Nowhere near the loudest, nowhere near as obnoxious sounding as the V12 in the Lamborghini Aventador, for example, but it sounds gorgeous, this thing.
It has the power to match the noise, of course. The DBS Superleggera's V12 uses two twin-scroll turbos to good effect, making 725 metric horsepower and 900 Nm of torque. The convertible is 150 kilograms heavier than the coupe, but it will still do 0 to 62 in 3.4 seconds, and flat out will reach 211 miles an hour with the roof up or down.
They're good numbers, and I know this might sound a little bit weird, but it actually isn't as violently quick as you might think, especially from a standstill. Most supercars, and I'm talking about the ones that have 700 plus horsepower, seem to launch off the line with a lot more violence than the DBS Superleggera. This takes a little bit more time to build, and when you're on the move, that's when the power and the speed start to increase. But in reality, you're not going to be driving this car at a track, for example. This is pretty much a daily. You're going to want to enjoy this thing out on the open road, doing ordinary things. And one of the things that makes it great at that is the fact that it has 4 seats. It's also nice to have a pretty sizable boot. This thing isn't the biggest in the world, but it's certainly big enough for a couple of overnight bags, and you can actually increase the amount of space when the roof is up.
Inside, the cabin is nice. You'll enjoy spending time here. The leather is especially lovely. The infotainment system is slightly clunky, the screen is low res, and there's no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto to play with here. But there are just enough nice touches to gloss over any discrepancy.
What's it like when you're on it? Well, again, the speed just builds, surges. It's an absolute animal in a straight line, but guess what? It's actually quite capable around corners too. It's actually front mid-engined, which means that most of the engine lives just behind the front axle, so you get lovely balance in this thing. It's a GT car, but it feels like there's a hidden supercar in there desperate to get out. It's a lovely thing to drive, really, really engaging, really, really fun, really responsive. Bottom line is that this thing just provides heaps and heaps of usable fun. Sensational thing.
What kind of human being buys an Aston Martin DBS Superleggera Volante? Well, it's for people who want everything the Aston brand stands for. It's utterly gorgeous, the best looking car they make right now. The engine is truly glorious. It's fun to drive anywhere and at any time, and crucially, it makes you feel special.
And for me, that's what makes a truly epic GT.